In a lot of my videos, I have expressed how I would never go back to bedside nursing, but never say never, because you never know. You might want to go back to bedside nursing. There are a lot of pros to bedside nursing, just like there's a lot of cons to bedside nursing. I did like working 3/12s because okay, so what I mean, if you maybe are a nursing student, or you're not even a nurse, or you're just thinking about becoming a nurse, 3/12s means you work 3 days out of the week and they're 12-hour shifts. So all the other days of the week you're off. The other pro is that, okay, you're working 12-hour shifts, so the first 8 hours are considered, your hourly pay, but then after the 4 hours, you're getting paid time and a half, which is pretty cool. Which that means that on the holidays, you're either getting paid time and a half or you're getting paid double, depending on your facility. You also have the weekend differential and the night shift differential. So if you're working either a weekend or a night shift, then there's a differential in there. And for me, at my facility where I was doing med-surg, it was a $2 night shift differential. So the second pro, and I guess it would also be considered a con, but let's just stick to the pros. So the pro is that the hospital is obviously open 24 hours a day. So you have either a day shift or night shift, depending on what you want your family schedule or your personal schedule to be. So 7 a.m. at my facility was 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So you're working 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's the time that you're working, and then night shift comes in at 7 p.m. and then you're giving bedside report to them. So you really leave at 7:30 p.m. So it's really like 12 and a half hours that you're working. But the night shift would then come in from 7 p.m. and they would leave at 7:30 a.m. So I guess that is a pro if that works with your schedule. Another pro of bedside nursing that is not really something that's so feasible at outpatient settings are that you have the opportunity to be not only a full-time employee, but you can be a part-time employee or a per diem employee. So full-time, like I said, at the facility I was working at, I'm only speaking of my experiences as a nurse at the bedside. So full-time would be 6 to 7 days a pay period, and then part-time would be considered 4 to 5 days a pay period, and then per diem was one time a pay period, or which would be 2 times a month. So that was considered per diem, and that's not something that's feasible for me. While I was doing the clinic, I was not able to do part-time at all. It was just full-time and that was it. The other advantage is that once you're done with your shift, that means you're done. Like, that's it. So that was another great advantage, because if you think about it, if you're working as at an outpatient clinic, you are working, Monday through Friday, and you're continuing the care like day after day after day. So nothing is really done without you not working on it. And at the bedside, you are relieved at the end of your shift, and then somebody takes over, so you're done. The other thing is that, okay, yes, they can call you to come into work on your days off, but that doesn't mean that you have to answer, and that doesn't mean that you have to go to work if they call you. You have the opportunity to just let the phone ring and ring and ring, and you're not penalized for it. So that is another advantage. The other advantage is that when you go on vacation, there is nothing piling up for you. So what I mean is that there is no work that is waiting for you to come back from vacation so that you can get it done. Like I said, you finish your shift, you work your shift, and you're done. You go on vacation and you're done, and you come back to a whole slate of new patients. Nothing is waiting for you to be done. And something that I noticed that a lot of nurses liked when they worked at the bedside was the opportunity that they had to work extra shifts if they wanted to, or if they needed the money. They could just, offer to work an extra shift, and boom, extra money right there. Of course, a big, if I could highlight big pro advantage of bedside nursing is all the experience, all the knowledge you are obtaining as a bedside nurse will help you in your career. Trust me, you might hate it now, you might like detest going to work, and I've been there. Take advantage of the opportunity that you have working at the bedside. You might not like it, you might not be happy there, and I'm not telling you to, you know, be there and force yourself to be unhappy, but I think it is very important that you remember that working at the bedside will make you a better nurse. For example, when I left bedside to go to the outpatient clinic, yes, the outpatient clinic is busy, but whenever it got busy, I thought about all those moments at the bedside, and I was like so grateful that I had experienced the bedside, because it just made me a stronger person and a stronger nurse, because it's super stressful, you know, being at the bedside, which is a con, which will be in the next video. So the next video that I post will be the cons to bedside nursing.